Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Livin Nonsense here on the Nonsense Media Club YouTube channel. My name is Ryan Chevrolet. Today I'm joined by the wonderful Jellyyamzz and John Chevalier. Jamie, how have you been doing? Oh, she's nuts. So how are you doing too, Rat? Oh, oh my God. In case you're watching, Merry Christmas. We're recording this way before Christmas, but this video is going up on Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all of you and a Happy New Year. And today we have a very, very special topic, and that is the Sonic 3 movie. It's already out and about to the world, and today we're going to be talking with all the spoilery details. We watched the movie. We missed quite a few minutes because of the whole messy traffic situation on Plaza Las Americas, but we did manage to watch a good chunk of the movie. I'm gonna ask to you, Jamie. Jamie, do you remember that we watched Sonic 2 on a premiere way, way, way back then? Um,
Mm.
when you saw Shadow at the end of the second movie, uh, did you have any reservations as to like how are they gonna do Shadow in the movie before watching this one?
I knew that they were gonna stick because in the first and the second, they did really well sticking with how the characters are, their personalities, their little quirks, and how they are. So I was confident. I was really excited. I remember I screamed. Uh, he's my favorite. Like he's one of my favorite characters. So I was like confident that they were gonna do a good job, and they did. Uh, they did a oh my god, they did so good. But I remember,
John,
it was so good.
Yes.
when you first saw Sonic 2, were you expecting to see Shadow like being like the tag at the credit scenes back in that movie, or like
I sort of expected to see something before the credits, but not the post credits.
mm,
Like the moment I was like, okay, I see. No Shadow the Hedgehog. Post credits hits. Oh, okay. See Shadow the Hedgehog.
oh?
That's the wrong. That was the.
That was me. That was my reaction.
anyway, anyways, my sorry. In my opinion, like I remember telling Adrian back when we finished watching Sonic 2 back in that premiere that I didn't really want Shadow to show up. To me, the most logical character to show up for a Sonic 3 would have been Metal Sonic. More on that in a few. But yeah, I when Shadow showed up at the end of the second movie, while I wasn't quite keen on the idea, I got it. Shadow is a very popular character in the Sonic lore. He might as well match Sonic or maybe surpass Sonic's popularity nowadays. I mean, they dedicated this whole year to Shadow the Hedgehog, but yeah,
Hell
they
yeah.
they showed Shadow at the end of the second movie. Then we had to wait. Then we had the speculation of who the heck's gonna play Shadow the Hedgehog. There was rumors that Hayden Christensen, the guy who made Anakin, who played Anakin on the Star Wars movies, was apparently gonna play Shadow. But then a little bit a little bit after it was revealed that no, it was actually Keanu Reeves. Jamie and I did like a podcast reacting to that news that Keanu Reeves was going to play Shadow. And then we have the long waiting game on the movie coming out, and now it's finally here. I saw y'all. I saw you all reacting to the movie. But but I want to know, John, what were you expecting to for this movie, and what did you feel walking out of the movie theater after watching this movie?
But I was trying to so desperately reply with a soundboard, but I got nothing appropriate for it. But how do I feel after I came out of the
How
movie?
did you feel?
Maybe I can
feel-
find something.
How
Maybe I
did
can
well
maybe I can surprise the people.
while you find something, Yami, about how about you?
Maybe I
How,
can surprise the
Ah,
people.
how do you
you were
Maybe
right
how,
I can.
next to me. You were right next to me. Okay.
how do you
In the
feel
movie theater,
walking in before watching the movie and then coming out of it?
first we walked in stressed, stressed as
Oh
hell.
yeah, the
Yeah.
story
I
was.
was running. Okay, okay. So for anybody that's watching and anybody that is from Puerto Rico will understand. There's this mall that is the mall. Like people say Plaza, and everybody knows that is that mall.
You'd be
It is
surprised. You'd be
close.
surprised.
Is
It-
is close to Christmas, so everyone is going to Plaza.
And
Everybody.
there's La Feria. There's La Feria too.
and
And
we
there's
we
La Feria. It's a fucking. It was so bad. And then there's the fact also that we picked
FYI, hold
the
FYI, Feria being a carnival. We got a carnival.
An
yeah, the
amusement
little
park, yeah,
carnival we
of
get.
sorts, yeah.
Yeah, and then like it was 6, so it was rush hour, like people were getting out of work, so it was hectic. We got there, and I know I was driving. I was a designated driver for John and my partner and everybody, so I was like, okay, so you guys go get the tickets, I'll get parking situation was insane. I was breathing heavily in the car. I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss the movie, I'm gonna miss Shadow. And then I
Hmm.
remember I found a parking. I have I spit like I was so fast. And then when I got into the movie theater, there was like back and forth. I was like, nah, fuck this shit. I grabbed my ticket and I kept walking. I got there as soon. I kid you not. As soon as I walked through the thing, I look like I run. I was running. I'm embarrassed to say that, but I was running. I kept running, and when I look up, Shadow appeared.
And mind you, before we go
Hold
into
on.
while we
Yeah, hold on.
go
I just need.
further, uh,
I gotta paint a picture of it because I know this is exactly how Jamie felt, but this is what I see, right? Uh, I'm only gonna share one personal information of Yami. She is like what 5'4", Yami. You're like
Five
as
five
tall
five
as
five.
me. That's 5'5". So
Yeah.
she's relatively small. We're all small fellas, all right.
we're
So
Puerto
Yami
Ricans. We're
calls
all
me.
small.
I go into the theater sprinting. I'm the one sprinting, right? Because she's the one looking for the parking. She's like, John, go get the tickets. I go over there to go get the tickets, and Brian is already there. And I see Brian crossing his arms with a dude in front of a machine, the ticket machine. And the machine is open. And then I approach Piña, I think it was, and they just tell me the machine is broken. And I'm
Oh,
flabbergasted. I just
thank God I
How
wasn't
my
there.
jaw
how is
my
how
jaws
in
dropped.
I'm
My jaws dropped. Brian is he's not pleased.
I'm
He's not
not.
happy for the moment
Hey,
because we're running late into
listen.
the movie.
We were running late. My cosplay broke while rage driving because I was rage driving. I knew we were late, and I hate being late. And then that bullshit with the ticket machine. How the fuck do you let a machine break during a big day?
Like
Because
the
no,
moment.
no,
The
not
moment.
Being
one
like
movie.
releasing
Two movies are coming out, Mufasa and Sonic 3. How the fuck do
I
you let
thought
that
you were gonna
happen?
say mofongo.
mofongo,
But here's the thing.
mofongo.
Here's here's the thing. Here's the crazy thing. I'm the first one to walk in because I was done with this bullshit. I just went straight into the movie theater, and there were three guys sitting on our aisle. And then the guy told me, we by mistake we bought tickets to like tomorrow's showing, but they let us in because there was no one on the seats. Yeah, don't care. Get the fuck out. I was not
There was
having
no one in the seats,
anyone's.
but the seats
Wait,
were
people
still.
took our seat. People were at
Yeah,
our
yeah,
seat.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, for the people listening, we were a big ass group, and in the like it's divided by letters. So on the M line, we were from seat number 1 to 13. So it was 13 seats in a row. And then, like, I remember, again, I was running. Even I had an interaction with somebody, like a watcher that was there, like in the seats. I was going up the stairs and I kept looking back because literalmente I heard the line. I heard Shadow's
What a
line,
colorful
the first
bunch.
line, and I looked down and I was like, ah, and I was like freaking out. And again, I was dressed as Shadow. Like my hair is, I was Shadow, so I was like running and looking back, and one of the people like in the seats, they were shouting like, "Go Shadow, go!" And okay, and I and I picked up speed. But then I go to our row and then I look and there's like three people there and I was like, what the fuck is going
And I
on?
was
And then I
talking to
see
them.
Bryan pissed, like move. And I was like, what's going
And,
on? But después, like, we got there and I sat down, I sat my ass down, I did not care for
guys,
anything.
guys, I want you to know,
Dude,
I'm, I'll, you guys know me for years. I'm very reasonable
passive,
person, very passive.
extremely passive.
I wasn't having any of it. I was dealing with my own things like for the last few months, and this was like the end of things. Thankfully, I didn't blow up. I just told them, I'm so sad
This was
about.
his 13th reason he was about to.
I told I told them, well,
But
I'm
dude,
sorry you made a mistake. Get out of our seats, and they went out.
yeah. By the way, yeah, funny that you're reacting now, Yami. I didn't told you for a reason because when you called us, you called me, right? I was inside dealing with everything with Bryan. You called me, and I just tell you, you come to the entrance. We're literally at the entrance. And then I kind of like shut myself up. I shouldn't tell her. I just tell her, some hijinks are happening, and by the time that you got there, everything got fixed. So you're happy. So
Oh
this
my
is
god.
what. So you're sprinting, right? You tell the people, to the world that you're sprinting. In my eyes, I just see small little Yami entering through the doors of El Cine, and she's doing the equivalent of like a girl sprint, with her two arms, both of her arms to her sides, not even moving, because I think you had a skirt, right? So you're
Yeah, I
kind
had a
of
skirt. So I was sprinting while holding down my skirt because
yes.
I was having también
So it
like
was more like
oh my god, everything,
the hopping
yeah,
run.
everything was going wrong because then I was having a little bit of like an outfit malfunction because my skirt kept rolling up, but I didn't have the privacy to fix it. So I kept like running and it kept going up and my ass was almost out and I was like, "Oh no." I was just trying to
It-
get to the movies.
and
Those
this happening
and then those
on a day I've been
those
looking forward to for fucking years. Like,
So much happened in one day. Jesus Christ.
and it wasn't over for me or Yampi. Yampi had it worse. Yampi was the last one there, and he got there first because, unfortunately, since we're a big group, some Heinz, for not everybody has the best of foresight. One of our crew took Yampi's ticket, and he was left outside. Like, hey, guys, where's my ticket? So I had to deal
Oh
with
my
it.
god, yeah. Oh,
I
that
still had to
pissed
go
me off. I was
sprinting.
like, okay. Oh
I
my god, I
still
forgot about
had to
that.
go out in and out sprinting. And then there was one point that like Yampi's like, "What should we do?" And I'm like, "Give me a moment." And then he keeps like asking me like, "Come on, man! Like, what do you think? What should we do?" And I'm like, "Give me a moment." And then I just like I cross my arms. I put my right hand on my shin and I'm just scratching it. You know that like when I get stressed, I start like scratching my shin.
yeah.
Yeah, and your hair, like you kept moving your hair
Uh
too
huh.
and stuff.
And then
Yeah.
I was going to resort to one particular plan because like now fuck it, Caribbean Cinema is not gonna watch this fucking video unless they do. Hi, maybe sponsor guys.
Yeah, but
Good.
give us
But
private screenings. How about
I
that?
was going to go. I was going to go inside because they saw the only people that were having the problem with the tickets were us. There were a couple of other people before us, but we were a big group. So we had the most interaction with like the clerks in the movie theater. So they saw how
Did
big we
they
were.
let you
I
guys
was,
like through?
huh?
did they let you guys through? Because to my
Okay, they gave
knowledge,
us a
again,
ticket. They gave us a ticket. They gave us a ticket. They like so they
holy
did let us through. But I was banking on the idea to go inside, ask for 3 tickets, and I was gonna put on an act, right? I go outside, I start quote unquote counting the tickets. Like, oh, okay, so this is from the guy. This is oh, see, here's your tickets, and then I gave it to Yampi and to her, and then hopefully they will be, they would allow them to enter with the rush of the
fuck.
moment, because
Oh
in hindsight, here in our beloved island, they don't do a lot of thorough investigation, at least in the movies. So
nah. And if it's like as hectic as it was yesterday, I'm pretty sure they were not gonna check.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
yeah.
my partner kept coming to me and he was like, "Oh, where's the ticket?" I was like, "I don't know. Where's the ticket? Who has tickets?" And like I remember they're like, "Oh, you didn't send me the tickets." I was on ticket duty, so I had the stress. It's like a mother hen with her little chickens, and I was
How
like,
many
"Oh
times do
my
you call
god,
me a chicken? Like, you're like, come on,
pollito,
children, come on. Yeah, you kept calling us
pollito."
pollito. Come on, go, pollitos, go,
Because
come
you
on.
guys act like little like pollitos. I
I'm not.
swear to God, if we get food,
listen,
if we get food, like I have to feed you guys,
listen,
or
guys.
like make sure that you guys like are riled it up and like end the place.
Listen. Next time we go to a movie this big, let's make sure to not go to Plaza Las fucking Americas because we know how the traffic is there. Let's go to Plaza Carolina. It's much closer to us and it's better for transportation. Anyways,
Yep.
we are not even talking
Going back to the
to the
movie.
movie. You were saying,
Anyways,
Chami.
anyways, yeah. So when we got there, I remember I saw Shadow, and the moment I could actually like sit down and enjoy the movie and like look at the movie, holy shit, holy shit, the whole sequence of this chasing. I thought, okay, so they did show a lot in the trailer, and when he appears, it's mainly that whole scene
Oh yeah.
in the trailer.
Oh
And I
yeah.
was like, huh, okay. But then afterwards, the whole chase scene, the motorcycle, my guy pulled out a Glock. That made me almost stand from my seat. I was so excited.
You see, so you guys had the fortunate moment. You take the spotlight. I was not there for that.
Oh
No,
my god, really?
it was
Yeah,
bad.
I was still in the I was still in the sprint. I was still in the race.
You were
They-
still in the
I was
you were still going fast.
Yeah,
estaba en el hipódromo todavía, dude.
it was like the thing that I love about that whole sequence. Like I when I walked in and I was dealing with the guys and I sat my ass down. They were like I saw that whole scene because the scene was released on YouTube where Sonic is asking Shadow who the fuck he was like. Who are you and why do you look like me and all that
Exactly
thing.
like that. He said exactly that, quote by quote,
Who
word by word. Who the fuck you? Who the
who the
fuck are
fuck
you?
are you?
So I was it was when
Wait. Who the fuck are you?
Believe us, guys. We are definitely paraphrasing.
anyways like so I was watching through that and I saw like Shadow like showing off his Glock. People were fucking loving that whole sequence. Like, oh yeah, that's too much. It was already enough with the motorcycle. Of course,
Oh
show
my
them the
god,
gun.
he did the Akira slide. He did the Akira slide. Holy, I put my hands up and everything. Like I was worshiping like estaba adorando something. But I remember oh my god, that was so good. It was so clean. It was so clean.
Listen. The movie, like, we didn't miss much from the beginning, but like, I saw like when the action was starting, like, Team Sonic arriving at the scene and all that. I love the back and forth between Sonic and Shadow on this movie. Like, this is the best back and forth they've had in all of like
Oh
through
hell
all media.
yeah.
I loved it all, and of course the performances of Ben Schwartz and Keanu Reeves. They're perfect for these
Hey,
roles.
and the design, Shadow's design. Can we? He looks so good in
He
his
looks
armor.
so
He
hot
looks
topic.
adorable.
He looks so
I thought you
hot
were gonna say
topic.
so hot. gonna say, "Oh, I was like,
Me?
I was about to
I'm
go like
sorry,
hell
hon. I'm sorry, hon. I'm not a fairy. I don't see them hot. Not at all.
I am. Look at my ears. Look at my ears. I'm a proud furry, and you look hot as fuck. There was one part.
Hey, yo, wait, can you say it looking at the camera? Are you indeed a furry?
Yes. Anyways, there was one scene that I was like, I was so mad that I didn't have anybody like to look at in that moment. I could only make the face towards the screen because if I turned to my right, my brother was there, my little brother, and then if I took to my left, it was Bryan. So he was gonna judge me,
Of
and I was
course I
like, oh
was.
shit. I think was it was I think it was when he's in the glass, like when Sonic is looking at the glass and he's like, "Oh, is this where you grew up, Shadow? Wow, even I would be so like really pissed off." Or algo así que dice,
Mhm.
and then like Shadow appears and like slams in against the he slams
Yummy,
in against the glass.
yummy, yummy. Get yummy. Don't make me, please.
Get a grip. Get a
Get.
grip, Johnny.
Do I gotta do it, Brian? Do I have to?
Do it.
Uh, hey! Hey! Get back! Back! Hey! Come on! Hey! Fuck it! Hey! No! Hey! Don't bark at me! Don't bark!
Listen. Listen. Back to the.
I'm so
I was loving
okay.
everything. I loved like the fact that Sonic lost his first bout against Shadow, and the thing where they like they bring Gon in and they go to. I think it was
The whole
Tails.
conflict.
I think they
Yeah.
go. I think it was Tails' idea to go to the Chow Garden restaurant thing, and I love that whole sequence. Like,
I didn't like the kaboom de momento, like when they explode. I was like, oh my
Kaboom.
god, kaboom, and like, and you can see, I thought a shout was about to like burst into flames because the fire was really next to it. I was like, oh no, that's not what I want to
listen,
see.
listen. While we have like, I love that sequence with like them just having dinner in the Chow Garden scene. Don't worry to anyone who's slightly worried that just because they made Chow like mascots in like in that part of the world, don't worry. I can still see Cream coming out eventually with like an actual Chow. So like, don't worry about that. I love the whole sequence. I love the fact that yeah,
And
uh,
it will make sense with the idea that I have for the future.
listen. I wasn't expecting. I don't know if they do state it like he. I don't know if he's alive or dead. Commander Walters. He was like a comic relief character in the last two movies. They actually gave him like a small but important role. Like he was there in the moment that Shadow was being created and all that. I kind of like that. Like they switch gears with that character and then him like passing out in front of Sonic and he gives him the key and all that.
That made me laugh. I was like, again, we got there around the same time that was happening, right?
Mm.
So it like I fucking adored the like. I was like, okay, oh, we finally made it. Where I'm sitting down, I'm comfy, I'm watching it, kaboom, and I was like, wait a minute, and then the guy is like on the floor.
Actually, that's where I got on the movie. I got in the I finally sit down. Leanne gives me my popcorn and my drink. My straw got lost into the void, so I had to drink my fucking soda just raw,
Mm.
straight from the source. And then I hear kaboom. I look up, everything is on fire. All the showers are gone.
Poor thing.
Oh, I guess this is where and then Walters is dead. Yo, wait, Olive
Oh,
Garden guy is dead.
I hope not. I hope we see him again. And the fact that the like Jessica, I didn't we didn't know the Jessica Jones actor character's name is. I think it was director Rockwell. I think that was her name, but I don't care. Her to me she was Jessica Jones on the screen. She doesn't like Sonic like since we saw her on screen like She didn't trust Sonic or his pals. Like, oh, they got the key, so I knew we couldn't trust them from the stars.
You're
I
bad.
they wasted her in that movie.
We need a you know plot device.
Yeah, but then we see like they're trying to seek Eggman and all that. They do eventually they 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 get found by a stone, and then they go meet the Robotnik, and then they find out that Robotnik's not behind any of the thing, and the fact that we see, uh, it was terrible, but Robotnik was watching like a Mexican novela, which was terribly
Oh.
acted, and I
I
think it's a part on purpose. And I just love him.
That
Like
novela, I would watch it.
I wouldn't. I love
there could
Robotnik,
only
but
be one.
One.
I love Robotnik, but he has a terrible taste in telenovelas. Anyways, I saw him letting himself go, eating shit, and just all that mess that he was surrounded that by him. I saw him like that's me right now. That's just me. That's
Okay. Listen, you have any idea how complicated it was for me right now to be a good friend and be like, you know what? I'm not gonna bully him. I'm not gonna do that joke to him.
uh-huh.
I should have. I fucking should have.
What?
What am I, a coward? I should have done. You just took it away from me.
Anyways,
I was gonna be like, so projecting much? Oh wow, am I right, Yami? I don't some shitty ass joke like that, and you took it away.
we see we see Robotnik is not behind the whole thing, and he reluctantly joins Sonic in the search to who is impersonating him. Then we see eventually we see before we see the reveal of Gerald Robotnik, we see sequences of the team splitting up and then being hunted down by Shadow one by one. By the way,
Yeah.
Shadow's a creepy fuck. Like he's
I can't. I agree with you. If I ever turn around and just see Shadow and he just hits me with a boo, it's over. I'm terrified.
Boo.
So-
I was like, okay. I just go, oh,
okay, I get it.
what?
I get it.
What? Bye.
they in that scene alone, they treated him like a fucking horror monster, like him
I
hunting each and
love it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved
I
it.
love I love
I
that
feel
So good.
I
I
love
feel that in
uh
this movie they took one thing I appreciate a lot from Shadow in this movie is that he is a serious fellow, right? Too serious for his own good.
mm-hmm.
But I love that they played around more with the silliness.
Yes.
That he is too serious for his own good. And almost every single iteration, he's just the coolest, right? But on this one, he's just too serious for his own good, and then
He's kind
silly
of a
things
loser
happen around.
too.
And then silly things happen around him, and he's like, "Yes, I get it. It does work like that." And it's like, "No, no, no. Oh, okay, there he
What
goes.
was the one that made me laugh was like vengeance. Like when like they were talking about
With guac."
Vengeance.
vengeance. I fucking love that shit.
So when they reveal like Gerald is behind the whole thing, John, you played Sonic Adventure 2, and I played Sonic Adventure 2, but I do not remember Gerald Robotnik being like an antagonist. Did you
He was always the antagonist,
like
Hmm.
as bad as like that?
and yeah, the whole idea is that they activate, at least in the second game, uh, they activate the whole, the MacGuffin, which is
Yes.
Space Colony Arc, and it was supposed to kind of like eventually auto activate for the ultimate life form, which is like that lizard thing. Which, by the way, they played on it. They did a
Yes.
kaiju joke with it.
Yes.
They
Yes,
did. They
they
used
did.
the lizard,
Yes, they did.
Hmm.
I actually wasn't
and
I wasn't thinking they were gonna bring that up until I saw that thing and oh, they actually brought in the bio lizard.
yeah, because I did called it. I did called one thing. They are not bringing the bio lizard
No.
as the final enemy of the movie. They're not gonna. And I called it, baby. But I digress. Um, and then the bio lizard was supposed to eventually shoot the fucking beam into the earth.
Mm.
Uh, but hold on. Let me go back. Eggman wants the moon. He knows about the base of the space colony arc. I mean, so he gets the arc with Rouge, Shadow, and whatever, and Omega. And then, oh look, guys, I got the fucking space colony arc. Give me the world. I want to conquer it. The world is like, yo, what the fuck? And then he pissed on the moon. After he pissed,
Continue.
and then after he pisses on the moon, he loses control of it, and he's like, "Yo, I don't get it. My piss is uncontrollable." And then that's where the lizard comes out, and then nobody has control of it anymore, and then the world is gonna get destroyed because there was a message that Gerald left behind. You guys took Maria away from me, so I will take the one thing from you. And then that type of dialogue.
Yeah, but
I mean, they play the whole dialogue to perfection in the movie. By the way.
yeah, but
Oh hell yeah.
the thing is, like, they actually gave Gerald a more active role in the movie, which I was very surprised. They actually made an effort to make Jim Carrey do double duty. I have to say, as silly as a lot, and I mean a lot of the scenes were with Jim Carrey playing those two roles, they were absolutely Jim Carrey at his best, and they were
Oh yeah.
golden. The whole thing when they are like meeting each other for the first time and they make they break the fourth wall. That was fantastic. I
That
It
was
had Deadpool. That was
sick.
Deadpool levels of fourth wall. Ah!
Learn
Fourth
how to speak.
wall breaking.
but yeah, like every time they like
We're not gonna acknowledge the fact that my fucking visceral scream. Okay.
Normal. Normal,
anyway,
honestly.
that's just normal John, like, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, like Jim Carrey played this to perfection, this dual roles, and I just love the fact that we saw them like working together and all that while living Stone like on the side. Everyone feeling so sad for Stone. I love that people are loving Doctor Stone more and more as the movies go by, and I hope we get to see him back on Sonic 4. But I the one thing that
Going for him.
I was like I love very much about the movie is like the interactions between Team Sonic, how they play each other well.
I'm
Uh huh.
sorry, I just had an idea, but continue.
And
It's for Doctor Stone.
so I like the dynamic between Team Sonic and the movie and how everything goes like things are not going well for them, and then they hit a wall and we see Sonic like we've never seen before. I don't recall ever seeing Sonic that emotional in any media, in the scene where Sonic asks Knuckles for the Master Emerald, and Knuckles straight up refusing.
That was so good. That whole sequence, that whole dialogue between them and then Tails in the middle trying to like calm the waters and like, hey guys, no, let's not do this. But
You know,
Sonic kept going and going, and the fact you can see Knuckles' growth, because if it was like the first appearance of when Knuckles appeared in the movies, he would have beat his ass. The first like, oh, I want the master. Boom, yeah, shut up. You're not
Knuckles
gonna get it.
and we've
But
known Knuckles
he
can
was
beat
like,
Sonic.
and the the sentence he said that they made a pact to never like go for it, but he trusts Sonic that much that he's like, okay, I know you're breaking it, but I trust you. And that, oh, my heart, it just, like, oh my god, that grabbed my heart.
you
It,
know what?
oh my, it's so
You know what, Brian? I think you're right. I started thinking. I think that's the only moment that we've ever gotten angry Sonic. Like I mean, like
I loved
emotionally
it.
angry.
We got it.
And I want more of it. I want more
We
of it.
got it. Like we got it slightly like on Sonic X, but we've never seen it as raw as in this movie. And one of the things that I,
Did we in Sonic X?
yeah,
On
like,
the second half of the show
yeah,
or on the first
with
half?
like with the robot thingies from another planet, like when they capture they captured Chris. They saw that these robots hurt Chris. When he saw Chris like scared and hurt, he turned into Dark Sonic, and then Eggman had to step into the scene and tell Sonic in that scene. And Sonic says, "Hey, I've never seen you this angry. This doesn't work for you. Get your friends and go." Like in even in that scene, like Eggman stepped in to help Sonic. Anyways, but we not nothing as raw as does as in the movie shows us. Like Sonic, like on his limit, willing to break a promise that he made with his friends. That was very emotional and very raw. And where I did want to go in when it comes to like the performances of the voices, I love everyone's performance in the show. And one thing that surprised me on the movie is the fact that they made Knuckles a necessary watch, because I don't think in Sonic 2, and yeah, we haven't in Sonic 2 we never saw Knuckles using the flames of disaster. That's something that was introduced on the Knuckles show, and then
What do
that's
you
stupid.
mean? Wait,
The
what do you mean?
the flames of disaster when like when they were trapped on gun on the floor, that they had a plan C, that Knuckles really wanted to break something, and where Knuckles
Uh-huh.
came into the gun headquarters, he was using the flames of disaster to break the wall. We see him, the flames, like the fist with flames that was introduced in the Knuckles
Wait, was
show.
that the fucking short-lived meme that I kept seeing around? The flames of
Yes,
disaster.
that's from the show. That's from the show.
Are you are you
Yep.
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah.
And they recognize that Knuckles pupil, the one that's looking after the Master Emerald, is somehow Wade
but
Whippleman, that was
but
trained by Knuckles.
but wait, the flames of disaster is oh my god. Wasn't the flames of disaster Solaris?
You have to watch the show. They actually show, so I believe they showed that monster in the Knuckles show.
Solaris.
You have to watch the Knuckles show. It's now I know it's not good, and guys, it's not. But it's now a necessity to watch the Knuckles show.
But it has plot
Yeah,
things
yeah. There's
moving
things
and
happening
stuff.
on the show, and the fact that they show how Knuckles gets the flames of disaster is fucking hilarious. Anyways, I like that they made. I like it, even though the show's not any good. That they made Knuckles like an integral part of the Sonic movie franchise, and then like then we start seeing like in the when Tom gets hurt in the movie, we see Shadow having uh, a second thought of the things he's doing. Still
And then
willing
he
to.
was like, "Fuck you." Qué bueno que te pasa.
Yeah.
That's basically
Yeah.
what he said.
Honestly, I'm so happy that he didn't like stutter, like look down, then get sad, and then teleports. He actually left like, now, bitch, now you understand. Leaves.
and they and they play on it, because then when Sonic and Shadow face each other, like then on the space colony thing, like Sonic already like being supersonic, that was fucking like, aside from the whole Dragon Ball Z battle sequence, the interaction between Sonic and Shadow during that fight was fucking awesome. Like Shadow telling him,
Phenomenal.
now you know how I feel. Now you it was
It
phenomenal.
was too damn short. It was too damn short, the fight.
You know,
Too short, dude.
It
It needed to
really
be longer!
that whole fight when they were like Super Shadow and Super Sonic.
yes.
That whole fight, it gave me and I know Brian is not gonna like this, but it gave me Goku and Vegeta vibes. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes.
All right, so I'm gonna
I
say
see you.
the idea that I'm gonna say the idea that I have for Stone before he arrives. So I think, oh hi, Okay. So I think Shadow is gonna be best buds with Stone.
No,
That would be sick.
no,
Damn
no,
it! He
no,
heard it.
no,
I know he heard. He didn't hear it.
no.
Hi, Brian.
What I didn't hear, what I did hear is the fact that this is Goku Vegeta. Don't ever compare.
It
No,
is.
no,
It
no,
is. It
no.
is. It's that whole
Fun
fight
fact.
sequence.
Fun
It was
fact.
so
Allegedly.
them.
Fun fact. Allegedly. I'm only paraphrasing what I have heard, so I'm just parroting. Uh, Silver. They acknowledge that they created Silver for Trunks, based on Trunks from Dragon Ball.
Oh Jesus Christ, Jesus
Trunks
Christ.
is from the fucking future. Future Trunks comes in.
Anyways,
Silver's from the future.
you know what?
Tipo, supersonic, supersonic, supersonic. Really? And you're gonna
Listen,
look at me dead in my face, in my cartoon face, with my Sonic ears, and tell me that that is not some Dragon
listen.
Ball shit? Mira,
This was Dragon Ball if Dragon Ball was ever good to begin with.
mira, mira, mira.
Anyways. You know what was too damn short, John? You know what was too damn short? How short they
What?
use live and learn. I needed a full fight.
I think I really do think that they did it because of the fucking the lawsuit going on.
The fact that they used it at all. But before that, before we even got live and learn, there was this part when when they finally get when Robotnik and Gerald get the new suits, the more game accurate suits. There was this moment where Stone was calling Robotnik. You know what music started when Robotnik took the call? The Eggman theme. The Eggman themes from Sonic. I almost flew out of my chair when I heard it. That's the theme. That's the theme.
It's so fucking sick.
The
It's so sick.
theme.
I love it. I love it. I love when they use actually canning shit in the fucking movies. Oh, it's so good.
So
Oh.
now the movie, John. Let's talk about the movie as a whole. We finally saw people and honestly, people who thought that Sonic 3 was gonna be like a straight adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2, it was never going to be that way. But they did use elements from
They
Sonic
did a
Adventure
lot.
2. So
They did. They did
you,
so
John,
much.
being a big Sonic Adventure 2 fan, are you satisfied with the way they integrated things from Sonic Adventure 2 in this movie?
Very much. I enjoyed it even more. I would say on the halfway point of the second half of the movie, on the second act,
Mm,
because the first act, not so much. I can't really say much because I missed the whole
the first,
motorcycle
yeah.
sequence. But that's more Shadow the Hedgehog the game. So
Yeah, with the gun and
uh
everything.
I didn't see the gun, but I digress. After the second half, because on the second half is Gerald and in the whole mountains I would consider,
Mm,
and London.
yes.
The moment I saw London, I was like, okay, I see where this is go. I see why we're here. This was probably a deal that they had on the background, and a lot of the filmmaking money came from London. And why look at that? If you look at the credits, a lot of London related stuff. Yep, they helped a lot. So by obligations, we gotta present London properly, guys. I don't know if you knew that.
Look at the London Eye. Look
I
at
was
the
Yeah,
expecting
eye.
the doctor
Look
to
the
at
show
whole
up.
London, the whole London sequence, I was kind of like on the 50-50. I didn't dislike it because we had more Sonic, por lo menos, at least.
It was
I was
cute. I
concerned.
liked
I
it.
was concerned. I was concerned when I saw Tom and I forgot her name again.
Maddie.
And Maddie, because I was like, oh no, this is gonna be the human section of the movie, isn't it? Sort of, but not really.
But
They
not
really dialed
really.
it down. Yeah, they really dialed it down. They heard, they listened to feedback. Because again, we didn't. We I don't think personally. I don't think we dislike the characters introduced into this particular franchise in this version, cinematic
Surprisingly
universe,
so.
whatever.
Surprisingly so.
It's just. Yeah, like we generally do like the characters. It's just it's one of those things that's like you shrug it off, like, it was there, you know. You can see that they're having fun, so you have a little fun. But I want to get to like the good parts. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
yes.
And they know how to like balance out the original, let's say, original characters for the movies, and like the w- the the characters that people go to the movie theaters for. They know how to balance it out, and
Hmm.
it's really well done.
And to me, I think this movie is like the most we've got with with like the CGI characters taking like a better chunk of the movie more than the humans. So I think we're so slowly starting to see like this movie's relying a little less on the human characters and now leaning more with the animated characters. I mean, if we're gonna believe the ending of the movie, I think we are safe to say that we're not gonna have Robotnik on Sonic Movie 4. I refuse to believe that, but we're seeing already like a
Actually,
trend.
and that's a perfect segue to what I was getting to, because I am still retaining to it, Brian. I think it's gonna be the future.
No.
I think in the next movie, we're gonna the older Metal Sonic are gonna be from the future. However, I can only think of two ways that Eggman could be retained in the whole franchise, and that is by him creating Metal Sonic in the first place. So I'm thinking here, you guys remember this fucking movie, Meet the Robinson?
Yes.
Yes.
So y'all remember that the dude creates the hat, and then the hat is like, "Hey, yo, create some more." He creates more hats, and then the hat is like, "Yeah, you're useless. We're gonna conquer the world without you." That, and then they just push them off, and they conquer the world.
Yes.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think that's
Yes.
what's gonna happen. I think Robotnik is gonna, we're gonna have Terminator sequence,
I don't see it as a
Brian.
Terminator thing,
I, I
but
think it's gonna be, and I'm calling it. Amy is gonna be like Sarah Connors. She's gonna be like the whole. She's gonna know the whole
just
ins and out. She's gonna work like Princess Sally, but for
so
in the cinematic universe
now
instead, where she
now
knows all the ins and out, knows what to do.
now that you
Actually,
mhm.
now that I mention it, she's gonna be the leader figure.
And now that you mention it, you mention her. I saw Jamie. I saw Jamie how she reacted when number one when we saw Metal Sonic coming in, and I was overjoyed to see Metal Sonic. But the fact that she saw the hammer flying through the screen, Jamie, and then we see this cave figure. I knew who it was,
I lost it.
and I'm very sure Jamie already. She didn't need to see the face in order to know, but she needed confirmation. She really needed to really see who that was, and then she reveals her face.
Oh my
By the way, I
god.
did call. I did
Oh my
call.
god. I
Well,
got
no,
chills.
I
I got chills. Like my hair stood up. I screamed. I punched my brother. My hands went up. I was like, I was so close to standing up and just like brincar. Like I was about to hop in the same spot. Oh my god. She looks so good.
What do you think of Amy,
you okay,
John?
Yami?
I'm done
She
with
looks
it.
so
I'm done
cute.
with it.
She looks really
She
cute.
looks adorable.
She looks badass,
Okay.
and the thing.
I do think,
Mm,
however, that they're gonna push away from fangirl Amy thing.
Simps Amy. I'm gonna be
Eh,
sad.
Okay, they've been doing that in the recent Sonic related stuff. Even in Sonic Frontiers, she wasn't like a Sonic fan. She was just a Sonic friend type of thing.
mm,
That's
Even when she
sad.
talked, and even when she talked about love, it was more of a general thing, rather than, oh, I definitely love you, Sonic, and then Sonic just does the whole like, you can keep trying, gotta go. No, we didn't.
Bye.
I think we're gonna. I think it's. I don't think I'm too crazy to say that. I think we might see Sonic a little bit falling for her in the next movie.
I will kaboom. I will blow
If
up.
if that
No,
happens, it's a maybe. Considering that this is primarily a kid show.
he'll be explicit.
Well, no,
I know he'll
not
be like trying to
kid
like
show, no, a kids move. It's primarily a family movie, more for kids, definitely. It's kind of hard. As much as I want it, I don't think it'll be the case. Romance and family movies can usually goes either two way. Either the whole movie is of romance and then they kiss at the end, or it isn't. And if it isn't in the beginning, it won't later.
But
wait, ya que we announced that this is a spoiler
yes, it is spoiler review.
episode,
Yes,
and we announced that Amy is part and is now part of the new movie para cuando salga.
2027.
I think we may have kind of like we may have a rehash
Look
version of
at
the Freedom
that!
Fighters from the comics, by the way,
Look at
because
that!
I'm still sticking to my guns.
Gun.
Which, by the way, what am I look?
Thank you.
We can only dream. I mean, hey,
I love that Shadow is in the
canonically,
back.
hey, hey, we have our.
It's emo allá atrás.
Can you put a pebble right next to him, resembling Stone,
Dr. Stone.
the henchman?
So
Now
there,
they're
like,
best buds.
we already know it was announced like right before we got into the movie that Sonic 4 is moving forward with production, expected to be released in 2027. There has been rumors, and I don't know if I should believe them or not. I won't believe it until I see it from a very reputable source. Apparently, there will be two, not one, two spin-off shows in development. One is Shadow the
Wanna watch?
Hedgehog.
Hell
Again,
Give me Stone.
again,
Give me
again,
Stone.
again, again. I am not gonna believe it until I actually see it like fully in production. But apparently, there's gonna be a Shadow the Hedgehog spin-off show and a Team Chaotix TV show. Again, I don't know to believe it, but people rumoring way back when that a Knuckles show was in production have said the same thing. So we'll see what happens. Again, we saw the other post-credit scene. Shadow's not dead, surprisingly so. So, do we see Shadow playing a role in Sonic 4, like joining Sonic to beat the army of Metal Sonics,
I
or
think I think he may appear on the second half of the movie, like in Act Two, maybe. I hope that he is presented on Act One,
you?
but I don't think ideally it will work so much because now the marketing is gonna be mostly Amy for the next one,
Mhm.
and we need to give enough screen time to Amy
Hopefully it's like
while not take.
hopefully it's like a mix between like marketing for Amy and Metal Sonic. Again, I was very pleased to see the reaction Metal Sonic got when he was first shown, and I was very surprised they went with that specific design for Metal Sonic, because I was thinking maybe they were gonna use like the same model of Metal Sonic, but instead of the colors that he has, they were gonna be loyal to like Robotnik's current technology and make him white and red and black. But no, they actually stuck with like the actual design and the actual color palette of Metal Sonic. Do we see Metal Sonic turning into Neo Metal Sonic on Sonic 4? That is the real question.
Like,
It's too much.
I'm really I'm really content. By the way, there's one thing that didn't get explained. Well, rather it did, but um, again, I got there late. I know
Yeah.
that Walters was explaining, and then the kaboom happened. Shadow came from space, so he's
Yes.
alien type thing, right?
Hmm.
So we definitely have to uh explore that side of the cinematic universe now.
Oh,
Is he from
definitely.
the same planet of Sonic? Because we gotta keep in mind, uh Sonic was what living with the owl people and then get fucking the owl people got killed, which is another thing that has not been addressed. I don't think we're gonna go with the owl people storyline.
We do get a bit of the I mean a bit of the lore of like the war between the owl people and the echidnas in the Knuckles show. You
I
have to
mean,
watch
I
the Knuckles
just
show.
The silence. The
You have to watch the Knuckles
silence.
show, John. I
Oh.
saw it already,
I,
and I'm the biggest Sonic fan. I cannot defend the Knuckles show. I cannot defend it because it's not very good. Like the only thing that I've said, the only thing that I've said about the show is that any scene with Knuckles, the only thing that works in the Knuckles show is every scene with Knuckles and any interaction that any character has with Knuckles. Everything else just doesn't work. But
okay, so I'm gonna push away the owls then, because I am uninformed. But I got a couple of. I have too much. Okay, the Flames of Disaster. I got Metal Sonic, the Chaos Emeralds, and why is that? Does that matter? Because by the way, they never returned. Shadow was the last one with the Chaos Emeralds, and
Mhm.
if we're gonna go with in lore, uh, Sonic the Hedgehog, if they're gonna introduce that gimmick now, after they go supersonic, it's like the Dragon Balls. They get out of the body, and then you just go all around the world. They sparsed out.
so maybe
So
this one might be a hunt for the Chaos Emeralds now. The next movie, maybe the Metal Sonic is looking for it, and as well as to kill
Ooh,
Sonic. A,
that is a good. Oh.
a
that's
globe-trotting.
also a good way to introduce. That's the only way also to introduce Rouge, the bat,
Yes.
because
Yep.
Knuckles is now gonna go and find the Chaos Emeralds.
Do you think we're gonna stick with like we've seen already? There's a trend. We introduce a character or two in a movie, and then like we do a movie with Dom and now with Shadow. Do we see more characters outside of Amy and Metal Sonic showing up on Sonic 4? And that doesn't include like the obligatory post credit scene thing. Let's talk like the actual movie itself. Do
Yeah,
we see?
like actually in the movie,
Yes.
it'll be expensive, but I don't think it's gonna be a just Amy. I think there's gonna be somebody else.
Do you think?
Um,
Do you, do you
I
think?
think because I know Amy is marketable.
Oh
Amy is
yes,
beloved by
absolutely.
everybody, but
Mhm.
So now we have to consider. We got Sonic, Tails, Knuckles,
if
and
we're gonna
Shadow.
go, okay, so hear me out. If we're gonna go with the logic that I'm going with, we got only two logics. Either Amy came from another world and she was watching Sonic the same way that Tails did, but we're
Mm,
not gonna go with the fan thing because Tails did that already on the second movie.
yes.
So either Amy also found out from Sonic the same way that Tails did and she needs his help, or it is from the future. They hear from Sonic, right? And they're like, hey, yo, we gotta get that dude to help us out or to prevent the future to happening in the first place, type of thing. That's what I'm thinking. Now, if it is not future related, okay, so wait, if it is future related, we may get Silver, by the way. We may or may not. Because if it's future, there has to be some MacGuffin, some way that she may have gone back. There is not that many characters that can bring her back to the past that are marketable. All right, we love Vector, we love many of the other characters, but marketable is a different thing,
Yes.
especially in movies.
Mhm. Con
So
Amy, I can already see the sea of pink merchandise. Pink and red. Pink and red everywhere.
So, like the ending of Sonic 3, like we see Shadow not being dead, and then Amy and Metal Sonic. Are you guys looking forward to Sonic the Hedgehog
Hell,
4?
hell fucking yeah.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna go?
I wanna,
Are we
I
I
gonna
am
go?
the
wanna.
number one Sonic dick rider. I will watch and consume anything that comes out of
Not
fucking
really,
Sonic,
not
dude.
really Sonic, but Shadow Stick Riders. That's for sure. Um,
Hell
Hey
yeah!
yo!
Papá, esto es como un palo de estándar ya. No, I'm gonna shut up. Holy shit.
anyway, anyways, anyways, if we do go watch it together, like Sonic 4, let's just make
If.
sure we don't go to Plaza Las Americas.
Oh, hell yeah. No, no, fuck that shit.
Let's just not go there. And they said it's gonna come out on spring of 2027, so not too long to wait. So we shall
God
wait and see what
damn.
happens. And I wonder who's gonna play Amy because she didn't speak. She didn't speak on the scene. So I wonder who they're gonna get for Amy. I have a while.
Well,
I have someone,
Yeah, she
and
was awfully quiet at the end. She was awfully quiet on the fucking post credit.
I
They don't
have
have the actress yet. God damn it.
I have a fan casting. I don't know if you guys were gonna like it or not.
A
ooh.
all right, shoot.
If you say Ariana Grande, I'm gonna fucking shoot you.
Can I say Glenda?
No!
I am.
No!
I'm not informed enough.
No! No! I knew it! People, I sniffed you out. I knew you were gonna say Ariana Grande. No! No! No!
She's popular.
No! No!
She's
No,
No!
please,
very.
no,
No!
no,
No!
She's
no,
No!
gonna
no.
be
No! No!
popular.
No!
If they,
Because
if
there's a difference between being popular and being a good fucking voice
if
actor. I
if they
haven't seen
bring
And she can be an actor in screen
she
and she sings.
she,
Pero voice acting is
but
another thing.
but she's gonna make Amy popular.
Shut up.
what you think she's gonna sing?
Hopefully.
No!
No, no.
She
I
needs a badass voice though. Like a good voice.
I think Ariana Grande
Uh,
can pull off badass.
I
No.
may break this. I may break this. I'm really dedicated to the bit. Just really, really. Can I? There we go. Okay, okay. It's working.
Yeah.
It's working. It's working.
It's working. Yes.
Yeah, that face. My visceral reaction to that.
I don't think it's a bad idea.
I think it's a horrible idea. I don't want because okay, look, and we're speaking about because I know that you're off, like you're straight out of Wicked and you love the movie and everybody loved
Unlimited.
Wicked. Everybody loved her on Wicked. I don't want Ariana fans in the
Okay,
oh
I'll give you another
keep
choice.
this for the
I'll
keep
give you
this for
another
the
choice. Someone very experienced with acting, and she's very funny too. Sabrina Carpenter.
come.
Bringing that espresso, eh?
Honestly, I would prefer her than Ariana Grande. 100%.
how
Holy
I
about
cannot
shit.
think of
how about
a
Chaperone?
voice.
Chaperone. She'll yes, yes. Let's make the one character that is head over heels over a male hedgehog. Make her voice actor a whole lesbian. Sure, let's make
It's
that
called
happen.
acting, sweetheart.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, we are very very far off to see who's gonna show up and who's gonna play who. Hopefully, they do manage to bring Keanu Reeves back because Keanu Reeves is a very demanded actor nowadays. So
He did amazing, by the way. He did
yeah,
so good.
hats off. I
I just like the idea that two guys, one of the two main guys used on the marketing for Cyberpunk, are now the two main guys used on the marketing for Sonic the Hedgehog, Idris Elba and Keanu Reeves.
I think
In case you didn't know, Brian, Idris Elba is in Cyberpunk,
I think
the DLC.
I think the only act actor who are we gonna see trans going from game to like film adaptation, it's only gonna be Tails. There's no one in the world that can play Tails like Colleen O'Shaughnessy, and she did
She's
wonderfully.
amazing.
She did wonderfully as Tails,
I love her.
and I love that the fans are behind her, and there's nobody in the world that can replace her as a Tails because she really pulls it off. She really pulls it off, and
Mm.
and again, I cannot wait to Sonic 4. 2027 is going to be a long way, but I'm going to be here waiting.
I need more Shadow. I need more Shadow. He's so tiny and cute.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Anyways,
I got to be excused to the
how about
restroom.
let's just wrap it up for today because we're going over an hour long show. Anyways, John, thank you for joining the show. Jamie, thank you for joining us as always. Happy holidays to all of you. Uh, Merry Christmas to everyone. Have a happy New Year. And hopefully we'll be back for a show on January. Uh, we'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe.
A Merry Christmas.
And we'll be seeing you
And happy
guys
holiday.
very
Yes.
soon.
Happy holiday.
Happy.
Now everybody wave goodbye. Bye bye.
Look at them go. Wah, wah.
Let me know, Brian.